Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's so good to have you here on the channel. If you're either new or a returning viewer and subscriber, then welcome. So, in today's reading, we are doing, aren't we, what important message does your person have for you? What do they need you to know right now? So, we've got our three piles as usual. We've got our blue pile, blue stone. We've got a yellow pile with a yellow stone. We've got a white pile with a white stone. Like I always say, take a moment, go for the pile that's calling for you. There might be more than one pile. You can mix and match. You can listen to more than one pile. And equally, there might be certain messages that resonate, that don't resonate, but just take what resonates with you, that feels right to you. That's your message. But other than that, I will see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number one, and welcome to your reading. So today we are doing, what's the important message that your person wants you to know, wants you to hear, what do they want to get across to you? So you've chosen to come into the reading and this little blue stone here. Lovely. And I've also pre-shuffled a couple of oracle cards and then we're going to get into the tarot. So let's see what we've got here. What's the first one? Oh, mistakes. We all make mistakes. So maybe your person feels there's been a few mistakes made. Maybe they think they've made a few mistakes or something has happened. But they certainly want, I think they want an acknowledgement that mistakes can happen, and maybe to move on from it. So maybe this person wants you to know, what they really want you to know, the important message is that if something's gone wrong or if something's happened, if you've made a mistake, they've made a mistake, that this is kind of like a natural part of life. It's how we learn, and they want to move forward and move on from that, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, creativity. That makes absolute sense. So creativity is that, from that you can build something better. You can build something else. You can create something else. Maybe there's maybe they're thinking of creative ways to deal with issues or problems, if there are issues or problems in the situation. About you both kind of putting your heads together and being creative and coming up with solutions. So I think this person is saying, if there's been mistakes, if there's been issues, if there has been problems, let's come up with some solutions. Let's get creative and come up with solutions about how to move forward in some way. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And we've also got recovery. Yeah, so that compounds it even more. And we've got quite a lot of purple here, which relates to the crown chakra. So I just feel like they are also in this, maybe thinking, they want some guidance. I feel like there is some divine guidance or some divine, because behind this person who's doing this kind of yoga position, I don't know if you can see it, there is almost like a spirit guide or something like that, an angel. So it feels like this situation is being divinely guided. They're hoping that it's divinely guided. They are seeing that it is definitely something that can be made better, that can recover from. Maybe with this person doing the yoga pose, some of you may be in separation, or somebody may be in a recovery situation where you are needing space, needing time to just, have some respite or have a break or get your strength back or something like that, because maybe something's happened. But also the other way to read this is that they want, the important message is that they feel that this situation can be recovered from, and they want recovery from this situation. But there's something maybe about being creative, thinking creatively, thinking outside the box, coming up with solutions. Maybe this light bulb is that they've had a light bulb moment, and they have come up with some kind of solution or way forward in some way. And if this doesn't resonate with you, then you might want to pick another pile. Let's see. So, what important message does pile number one's person want to actually give to pile number one right now? What do they want to give to them? What do they want to say? What do they need them to know? What's the important message? Okay, Six of Wands, Eight of Cups, King of Cups, and the bottom of the pile is the Empress, and the Empress is a creative energy. It goes with the creativity cards. The Empress is the most, she's the ultimate manifester in the pack. She is the most creative, one of the most creative cards. So I feel like this person really wants to solve and be creative around this situation and be able to move this situation on. I feel like if you are in separation, I feel like with mistakes card, some of you might be in separation, because right slap bang in the middle of it, we've got the Eight of Cups. So maybe somebody walked away from this situation because there was some issues, some problems, mistakes were made. Maybe somebody turned their back on this situation. Maybe you did, pile number one. But what they want you to know is that, because you know, on either side of this is the Six of Wands, which is about recognition, about victory, about success, and the King of Cups. So I feel like what this person is saying to you, if you're in separation from them and they've left you or you've left them, is that they don't want that. That they actually want to find a way through this. Maybe they needed time for space, maybe you needed time to space to get over things, to have a little bit of a respite, to have a bit of a break, but that's not what they want going forward. They want the fact that to acknowledge mistakes if they've been made, but to move on from them, to recover from them, to move forward from them. And I feel with the King of Cups here, there's a lot of feeling in this connection still. They feel a strong love here. I feel that they feel a deep connection to it, that they don't want to let the connection go. So if you're in separation, I feel like they don't want to let this connection go. They want this creative connection with you. And the Empress, like I said, is the archetypal mother figure. She's the archetypal creator, the manifester. They also see you, I think, in a very, in a very loving way, a very nurturing way. There's a lot of love and nurture and care, I think, that they want to get in or have in this situation. So it might be that you've been in a situation where there's been a little blip, there's been some issues, there's been some problems, but they don't want to dwell on that. They want to move it forward and create something new, something different, something they can nurture, that can be nurtured, that can be healthy, that can be well, and also about, being healthy is about, because we're only human, everybody makes mistakes, we're only human. I think that's what they're trying to say, we're human, maybe I've made mistakes, but, I'm seeing it as an opportunity for us to learn from that. I recognise that we might need to take a bit of time to recover, to have a little bit of time on our own to kind of get our head together, but actually what I want is to be able to, for this situation to be recognised again, for it to be acknowledged again here with the Six of Wands, because I feel a deep sense of love and desire and romance and a deep connection to you still, and I don't want to let that go. I want it to be creative again. I want it to be abundant again. So if it's in lack now with the Eight of Cups, with somebody walking away, if it's in a sense of lack now to it, then I don't want that. I want that lack to be usurped, if you like, or surpassed by a sense of recognition, a sense of acknowledgement, a sense of love. I want my feelings to be acknowledged and to be recognised once again. You might actually be, for some of you, you might actually be the mother of this person's children. There may be some children involved in this situation because, the Empress is an archetypal mother figure, but she's a very abundant energy, and with the creativity as well, I just feel like this person wants to bring something to life again, particularly with the light bulb. They want to put the light on again. So if the light's gone off, they want to switch it on again. I think that's kind of what I'm feeling. But somebody's turned their back on this situation, or maybe, no, I feel like it is a lot of you, to be honest. I feel like this part is about people that are in separation, or where there's been a problem in the connection and they've come apart, or there's no contact or something like that. But this person doesn't want that. They definitely don't want that at all. So in terms of astrological signs, the Six of Wands is Leo energy. Eight of Cups is Pisces energy. King of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and the Empress always reminds me of Taurian energy. So I feel like what's overshadowing it is, because it's central, the Eight of Cups is someone having walked away or turned their back or moved on from the connection, but this person wants to switch the light back on. They want a recognition that mistakes have been made, they want to acknowledge that, but they don't want that to overshadow what could be created again within this connection. They want to recover from that in some way. Let's see what else we've got. Let's have a message card, actually, as this is, what do you need to know? Is there any messages? Oh, I'm not going to take those because I actually haven't asked, done enough shuffling there. So is there any messages from pile number one's person to pile number one? Any messages here? What's the important message that they want them to hear? What's the important message that they need to know? Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So maybe there's something about re-getting to know each other again, or maybe connecting on a deeper level in some way. So maybe this is a connection that maybe wasn't that deep before. Maybe it was just a bit of a hookup or something like that, but there were mistakes made or something happened, and they want to get to know you in some way, or they want to get to know you again. Or maybe this is some sort of, maybe this is some sort of current situation where you've got your back to each other because you haven't quite connected properly yet. You haven't quite come into being yet as a couple. So, it's because this is also a figure in the dark, under the moonlight, they're back to all the cups. So maybe it's a sort of crush situation or something like that. It hasn't been acknowledged and it's all going on under the surface, or it's going on in secret in some way. They now are saying, that they want to acknowledge it, that they want to own up to it, that they want to own up to their feelings, they want to get to know you in some way. But I think that that's a specific message just for a few people. I think this part is a lot about people that are in separation, I think, to be honest. But I think it's more about, getting to know each other again, getting to know each other on a deeper level, maybe. Is there any other message from pile number one's person to pile number one? Anything here? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yeah, I think that's because it would go with the mistakes, really. I think what this person does is they want some forgiveness. They want to learn from it. They want to recognise what may have gone on. Certainly, they don't want to kind of whitewash over it, but they want to recognise it. But they want to move on from it. They want to have the time to heal and recover, and then they want to move on and make a brand new, fresh start. And more, look at things creatively, come up with some solutions and ways of moving forward. Okay, so what else have we got here? What other important message does pile number one's person want to pass on to pile number one right now? What's important to them to say to pile number one? What do they want them to know? What's the important message? The Chariot. I feel like this one wants to come out. The High Priestess. What else does they want to say to part number one? What's this? Oh, we've got too many there, so I'm just going to take that top one that I can see, which is in fact the Sun, and I'm going to leave the rest there because that's just too many, and I'm going to put that there. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck we have the World. Yeah, they want to end an old cycle. If you've been in an old cycle where things haven't worked out and you've split up or you've disconnected or whatever because of some mistakes, and they want a new cycle, they want a brand new cycle with you. They want to move toward you because underneath this Victory card, we've got the Chariot. But this Chariot is done with a snail. Normally the Chariot is a fast moving energy, but because we've got the snail here, it might be that they would love to come towards you, but in a sort of slower way than would ordinarily be the case. So they might feel the need for things to be slow. So maybe they're thinking, well, we still need to have a little bit of time, or this person still, you pile number one, still needs to have a little bit of time to recover, to get over things, maybe to get over what's gone before. I'm sensing that there's a lot, you might be a little bit hidden to this person, a little bit secret, a bit unknown, because underneath the Eight of Cups, which is somebody, again, with their back to the situation, we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is also half hidden behind the curtain, isn't she? And she is a secretive energy. She's an energy which is an inward energy. She has a lot of secret, hidden knowledge. So I feel like you are maybe secret, kept yourself hidden from this person, maybe cut yourself off from this person, of going very inward with the recovery. So maybe you've gone very inward in some way, and they can't access you that much. So maybe there's something like that, but they definitely want to access you because, the Sun, they see you as somebody who is so bright to them, so loving. So, and it goes with the Empress. You know, the Sun card is probably the brightest card in the deck. You are a sunshine to them. You are happiness. I mean, the Sun equates with happiness, with contentment, with success, with fulfillment, with everything. So I feel like, you know, their feelings for you bring them such happiness and sunshine and contentment. They don't want to let that go. So if there has been problems in this connection, they definitely don't want to let that go. They want a new cycle. And I think they are feeling that you have turned your back, in that you are keeping yourself very much to yourself. You know, you're not letting them in. So maybe what they're wanting, the message that they want most of all, is that for you to forgive them. If something's gone wrong, they want you to forgive them. They want it to be a learning curve for you both, rather than you know, the situation. You know, they want to learn and grow from the situation. They don't want to end the situation because of something that may have happened in the past. You know, they want to, you know, they don't want this, they don't want you to be secret from them. They don't want you to be hidden from them. They don't want you to be out of sight. Because in both these, there might have been a lot of confusion as well in the past, or some deception. Maybe there was some deception because we've got the Moon in both these cards here. The Moon can talk about confusion, lack of clarity. It can talk about deception. It can talk about things being hidden. Maybe there were some things that were hidden, and that might be in the mistakes. Things that weren't revealed, things that weren't acknowledged properly, and that has now caused you to cut off, to break away from this connection, to keep yourself very boundaried. I feel like they're thinking that you're very, very boundaried, but actually they really want, if you look at these other 4 cards around this situation of separation, of not being able to access you, they you know, that they definitely want to be with you. You've got the Empress, you've got the World card here. I just feel that there's a lot of cards here of images of people, you know, like this one, the World card, very attractive images. I feel like they really find you very, very, very attractive. There's a lot of cards of just these single, almost like portrait images of people. So I feel like their focus is very much on you. They are very focused on you, and all these images are looking directly. I think they think you're very direct, you're very bold, you're very confident, you are very sure of yourself. They love that confidence about you. You are also very psychic, very intuitive, and they know they can't pull the wool over your eyes. And they see you as very intelligent. That they see you as their absolute match. They really, really, really want you back in their lives if you're not in their life right now. I feel like this blue ball here and the World card, like the blue, is reminding me of our blue stone, and it makes me feel like there's a lot of thought. Because blue is about thinking. It's also about insight, because it goes with the kind of like the third eye chakra. So I feel like maybe they're gaining some insights about this situation, insights over what they did wrong, insights over what wasn't right, and they're trying to come up, like I say, with solutions so that you can begin this new cycle, this brand new cycle. This might also be a long distance connection with the 8 of Cups here. I just feel like this person looks like they're, you know, moving across a terrain here, plus the World card, and also the Chariot can talk about transportation coming towards you from afar. So maybe you're in separation because there is a geographical distance between you, you know, and they want to come towards you again for sure. So let's see what else do they want you to know? I think they want you to know that you are their person. They feel that you are their person, and this, for them, this situation is very definitely not over, and they want to come back to it. They want to be in it. You know, you are their absolute person that they completely feel this strong chemistry with, this strong attraction, this strong connection. You bring them so much happiness, I think. That's what I see here. You bring them a lot of happiness. Okay, what else does pile number one's person want them to know? What's the important message here? Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Maybe the mistakes was because there were some patterns of behaviour or difficulties or that came from way back, because we can in relationships be triggered, because of our past, because of our early relationships, because of our early connections. It can kind of set us up in a way if we're not aware of that, and can trigger us and, make us behave or influence our behaviour, and not always for the better, particularly in intimate relationships, because often intimate relationships are where we are triggered the most. Worth waiting for, divine timing is at work in your love life. I feel like this person definitely thinks you're worth waiting for. 100%. They definitely think you are worth waiting for. So if you're not ready, if they feel that you're not ready to come back to them, they're definitely waiting for you, and they think that you are worth waiting for. Maybe there's a sense here, and that's why you've got the Chariot, which is this slow movement that they think it's, it has to be done at the right time. Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So maybe they just want to flirt with you. They want to let you know that they, they're still thinking about you, and that they still find you really, really, really attractive. Pile number 1. So obviously, Chariot is Cancer energy. Sun is Leo energy. So that's just some of the other astrological signs. But anyway, pile number 1, that's been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But otherwise, I'll see you in your next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, welcome back to your reading. So today's reading we're doing, aren't we? What is their important message that they really want you to know? What do they need you to know right now about, how they're feeling, how they're thinking, the connection? What are they wanting to say? So you have come in under the little yellow stone here, and I've also pre-shuffled some oracle cards here. So let's have a look. Let's see what they're saying. Oh, understanding. Happy couples understand each other. So that's the first card here. Then we've got energy. I think that's part of the orange suit energy. Goes with the orange in these feathers, in the wings of this angel, doesn't it? There's quite a lot of orange and turquoise there. Okay. And then we've got abundance. Gosh, okay. So, so I'm not going to say anything now. I'm just going to get out some tarot first. Let's just get straight to it. So let's see. So, what does pile number 2's person need? What important message do they need to pass on to pile number 2? What important message do they need to pass on to pile number 2 right now? Please can you tell me what important message? 3 of Pentacles. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. Right. What else do they want to pass on to pile number 8 of Wands? Right. Okay. At the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Swords. Okay. So, right. So I feel about this is that the overarching energy is the 9 of Swords. So for some reason your person, or there might be some worry or stress or strain in this separation. For some of you, just for some of you, you might be in separation from this person, because this is about, anxiety, stress, sleepless nights, really, really thinking a lot, overthinking, keeping yourself up awake at night because you're really stressed about a certain situation. So there might be something of that going on with you and your person right now, and you might be in separation, or you might just be going through a really difficult time, because it also has this main card of understanding. Happy couples understand each other. So there might have been, some arguments, some tensions, some difficulties. And I think that what they want you to know, what they want to say, the important message is that they want to be able to recover from this. They want to, so if there's been a problem, or if there's been some issues, or if there were some problems and some issues in this connection, it's important that there is some understanding in the situation, that you, listen to each other, that you, are kind to each other. I think that's probably what they're trying to say. Let's be kind to each other. Let's listen to each other. Let's try to understand each other, because by talking and communicating and trying to be creative in sort of solutions or ways of, you know, helping the relationship. You know, we need to be able to listen to each other. We need to be able to understand each other. We need to be tolerant of each other. I think that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, let's be understanding, let's be tolerant of one another. You know, let's try to work together. Because actually the energy and the balance is that they feel that there's still a lot left in this connection, or there's a lot of good things in this connection. I think that's what they're saying, is that we might have had a temporary blip, there might be a bit of an issue, there might be a bit of a problem, there might be some worries or some anxieties, but actually, you know, there's a lot of energy left in this, there's a lot of momentum left in this connection, there's a lot of attraction. This is the orange colour from the orange hue, which is all about the sacral chakra, which talks about creativity, but also about, you know, sexual energy. So I feel like this person feels there's a lot of attraction in this connection still. There's a great deal of abundance. There's still a lot left in the connection. So if you've had a bit of a separation, you're in separation, or there are some worries or some stresses, and what their message is, let's work together to sort them out, because the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. It's a card of collaboration. It's a card of working out. Energy is the you know, like I say, the sacral chakra relates to the sacral chakra, which is all about creativity. Let's be creative. Let's find solutions. Let's move in a more creative way. And this is quite a little bit akin to the message that we had in pile number 1. So if you felt drawn to pile number 1, then have a look at pile number 1, because there is about it is them wanting the situation to be, you know, to have more understanding, because, you know, it's like we've got a great thing going here and I don't want to lose it. So let's learn from whatever issues or worries we might be going through, and come up with some solutions about how to move forward. Let's, you know, be kind to each other. Let's look after each other. What is underneath here? Yeah, Ace of Swords. I feel like this was moved. They want Aces is about a brand new beginning with clarity. So maybe there is some confusion at the moment. Maybe there was some, you know, maybe there's some worries, some issues that's causing some confusion. With the Ace of Swords, they want a brand new, clear, bold beginning, a new beginning, an honest beginning, a truthful beginning. Because central to this is the Ten of Pentacles, but the Ten of Pentacles is the absolute card of commitment. You know, they want their message, the important message for them to you is that they want, and it says you might already be in a connection with this person and you've gone through a bit of a bump in the road or something like that. And what they're saying is, look, we've got all of this potential. We are, you know, this is the kind of commitment where you've got, you know, an already committed relationship with everything going for it. You know, materially, it's comfortable. It's all the generations of the family. There's a lot of history to it. There's a lot of potential for it. There's commitment for it. You know, so they might be saying, look, we've already got all of this, or we've got all the potential for this. This is what I want with you. You know, so let's not focus on a few things that might have gone wrong or some issues that might be going wrong. Let's try to understand, learn from them, and move forward. And that is why you have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about moving forward in a swift, focused direction where you are, you know, singing from the same hymn sheet, and you're all, you know, both of you are going towards the same goals and dreams. I feel like the message here is, let's be united again. Let's have a united front. Let's work together again. Let's be together again. There's so much here for us still in this connection. There's so much potential for us in this connection. Because the Nine of Swords, which is the overarching energy, can sometimes be that, you know, things aren't nearly as bad as you're thinking that they are. There's a little bit of exaggeration to the Nine of Swords. You know, you've allowed yourself to get too much up in your head, when in actual fact the reality is, and there's a lot of groundedness in this, the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, is the reality is that this situation is solid. This is a solid, secure, stable connection, and they want you, I think their message to you is that they want you to remember that, even though there might have been a few issues in it, there might be a few problems that are going on at the moment. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Three of Pentacles, that is Capricorn energy. 10 of Pentacles is Virgo energy. There's a lot of earth in this. And the 8 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Nine of Swords, that is Gemini energy. So I think this person is seeing you as somebody who's like, they want to have a stable, committed, solid, grounded connection with, for sure. You know, what do they need? What does pile number two's person need pile number two to know right now? What else do they need them to know? What's the important message? What do they need them to know? Strength. What do they need them to know right now? Five of Wands. What do they need them to know right now? What's their important message for them? Four of Cups. And the Fool. Yeah. So, you know, if there has been, like I said, this period where you might be in separation, or there might have been some issues and some worries, I feel like maybe they're thinking that you are, with the Four of Cups, dissatisfied, disgruntled, not happy, because that is the Four of Cups energy, where this person is trying, you know, I don't know if you can see this kind of goose or this bird is trying to, you know, trying to actually help this person, shade them from the sun, put an umbrella over their head, help them, but they're not really acknowledging that. They're not really, that's the way I read this card, they're not really, you know, or it's like this person is choosing to put themselves in shade rather than, you know, come out into the sunshine, you know. So it's a very much like the Four of Cups energy, which is, you know, where you're sort of like, you know, you can't see the good in a situation. You can't see the positives in a situation. And I feel that maybe they are thinking that you are feeling like that, and they're wanting you to, you know, and maybe it takes a lot of strength, you know, maybe bringing this situation back or connecting again with you or getting through these hurdles or these issues or these problems takes a lot of strength, but they want to do it, you know, they want to collaborate with you, they want to overcome. The Strength card is about overcoming, you know, anything that might be, you know, because this is a lion here, and the Strength card always shows someone shutting the jaws of this fierce lion in a very gentle way, which symbolises, you know, overcoming anything that might be a threat or that might be a problem, you know, with strength, with gentle strength. And it comes under the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of collaboration. So I feel like they, you know, they are wanting the situation, you and them, to have the strength to overcome your issues, to overcome your problems, to overcome whatever's going wrong in the connection. It might require a bit of a strategy here. The Five of Wands, again, is about competition, challenge. You know, it might, I mean, it's chess. This Five of Wands depicts a person playing chess. Well, chess is all about strategy, isn't it? Having a strategy, having a plan. I feel like, you know, that this person feels that the two of you need to have some kind of strategy or a plan to get back on track, to get back to a committed situation, to get back to being together in a harmonious state. I mean, they may feel that you have all the power at the moment. That's the other thing, because this person she has all the power. She's making all the decisions with these pawns here, isn't she? So it might, I feel like maybe they're thinking you've got all the power in this situation about how you, about whether it continues or not. So there may be something like that, because they're under the kind of idea of them wanting to rush towards you quickly is this Four of Cups energy, which is like somebody with their back to it saying, I'm not recognising that, I'm not interested in that. But they really want, you know, out of this kind of Nine of Swords situation and worry, stress, disunity, disharmony, they want a new beginning. The Fool is a brand new beginning. Maybe it's a risk. Maybe they're thinking it could be a risk. They're willing to, but they're willing, I think with your person, their important message to you is that they are willing to risk, take risks, to take a leap of faith towards you, to move towards you. They want to begin again. They want to begin the whole journey again with you. They want you to have understanding, and that, you know, that couples, that real relationships do go through ups and downs, and it isn't always sunshine and roses, and you have to work through that, and that is what they are wanting. They are wanting for you to sort of like acknowledge, or they're wanting to acknowledge maybe the mistakes they have made. They're wanting to acknowledge the mistakes that have gone on in the situation, and they want to move on from that. I don't feel like they want to brush it under the carpet. I feel like they want to work on it, but they, you know, because they see that this situation still has a tremendous amount of potential and energy, and they feel a lot of energy and drive and attraction still towards you. I think that's kind of what's going on here. Now, in terms of astrological signs, obviously the strength is Leo. 5 of Wands, that is Leo again. So there might be some pride in this situation. Maybe there's a bit of pride from someone in this connection, or they're feeling like they're not going to, there's some pride that's holding them back from moving the situation forward. 4 of Cups is Cancer energy. But I do feel like maybe somebody's been hurt. So maybe there's a lot of hurt in this situation for you, pile number 2. But I feel like this person wants to work with you to move this situation forward. Maybe you're fearful. Maybe it's a risk for you to go back into the situation. Maybe this person acknowledges it, because I'm just seeing this crocodile here, because this depiction of the Fool shows this person on a path, but they are going towards the mouth with all these teeth of this crocodile or this alligator. So it's a little bit of a risk. There is a risk involved possibly in this situation. Maybe there's a risk for you. Maybe this person knows there's a risk for you, but they want you to just see and understand all the potential that they still see and understand in the connection. Let's see if we've got any other messages. Any other messages from pile number 2 person, pile number 2. And of course, underneath here, this has just moved, and underneath we have the Empress. They see you. They see you as somebody who's so beautiful and attractive and abundant, and it goes with the abundance. I mean, the Empress is. This also came out in the Empress, not this particular depiction, but the Empress also came out in pile number 1. So again, if you feel drawn to pile number 1, then you might want to listen to pile number 1 too. The Empress is this abundant energy, this creative energy. Again, it goes with the sort of orange. She's very sensual, she's very sexy, she's very, obviously she's the ultimate manifester. So I think they see you in this really attractive way. And they want this beginning with you. They want this new start with you. And maybe there's something around this where if it's something like a crush situation, maybe there are some fears and worries about coming forward to make this situation something with you, but they definitely want to begin this new start with you. They want to have this new beginning with you. Maybe they're scared, there's some fear, they're scared that you'd reject them or that you wouldn't want them. Maybe they think you've got all the power in this situation, but they want this, they definitely want this relationship for sure. That is their important message to you, that they want to be with you 100%. Remain positive. Yeah, I feel like they are saying to you, remain positive, because the 4 of Cups isn't a positive energy. It's someone that is, like I say, isn't able to see the positive. Is only focusing on the negative of the situation. Now, you might have had every reason, depending on what has gone on in this situation before, you might have every reason to be upset or disgruntled, pile number 2. I don't want to take that away from you, but I think from this person's point of view, they want you to now be ready to move forward in a positive way in the connection, because they see so much potential still within it. Okay, so what else do we have? What other messages are there here? Past life relationship. You have known each other before, so there might be a very strong link in this connection. I feel like this person feels there's a very strong link between the two of you. What else do we have from pile number 2's person to pile number 2? What else? What is the other important message? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Well, certainly with the Empress, I mean, she's got bags of self-respect. So I'm feeling like they know that you are, a strong person. They know that you are standing in your own power. And that is making you very attractive to them. What else do we have here? What other messages do we have for pile number 2? Wedding. This situation involves marriage. It's a bit like what I was saying with the 10 of Pentacles. You might be in a settled relationship with this person that's just going through some tricky times at the moment. Or there might be, look at this pile number 2, calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations and visualizations help bring you together. I feel like this person does feel that you are definitely the person that they want to be with, that you have a very strong connection. maybe they're thinking of marriage, maybe they're thinking of making it solid, making it committed. There is a strong sense of commitment to this. It's a bit like what I was saying at the beginning, they feel that this still has a huge amount of potential, that this is a very committed, or it has the potential to be a very committed situation, or it is already a committed situation. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading, we're doing, what important message do they want to get to you? What important message do they want to say? What do they need you to know? So you chose to come into this reading under the little white calcite here. And also I pre-shuffled some oracle cards. So let's have a look at those and see what they say first of all. So this says admitting. It's okay to admit errors and put things right. It's interesting because it's been a theme with all the 3 piles around sort of understanding, admitting, making mistakes, putting things right. So this is, again, in pile number 3, it says admitting. It's okay to admit errors and put things right. So this might be something for you, pile number 3, where you might get messages from all of the 3 piles here, because I just feel like in this one, it just seems to me that I'm thinking that, it's a similar message in all of the 3 piles. Anyway, so there you go, admitting. Then we've also got choose a new direction. Choose a new direction. And then we've got comfort. This is a lovely little pink card here, comfort. So let's, before we say anything about these 3, well, I'm thinking with the pink, because the only thing I would say is that with the pink and comfort, like pink is a heart connection because it's a heart colour. Green and pink are the heart chakra. We've got these 3, for some of you, just for some of you, this might be a 3-way thing that's going on here. There might be for some of you a specific message that this is involving a 3-way situation. Third-party situation, something like that. Just for some of you, yeah. So that's, but it is a heart connection. It feels like a heart connection. Let's see. So, thank you very much for subscribing, sharing, commenting, liking. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. So thanks ever so much for doing that. So let us begin. What's the important message that pile 3's person needs to say or to give to pile number 3? What is the important message? Judgment. Page of Cups. And the 7 of Swords. Right, okay. And at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. So I feel like, yeah, with the 7 of Swords here, it goes with the admitting. Something might have happened in this situation, because the 7 of Swords can talk about a tricky energy, an energy where somebody's done something, taken something, behaved in a way that hasn't quite been right. And maybe they are saying really in this situation that they are recognising that they've maybe done something wrong here, and they're admitting to it. They want to be open and honest about maybe behaviour that hasn't been quite right, or maybe they've done something, and they want to put it right. So the thing is that they want comfort again. They want it to be. They want it to go on a new direction again. So maybe, and again, this is similar to pile number 1 and 2, something's happened in the situation. There's been a mistake, there's been an error, something's happened. It might have been, I'm just getting with this, I don't get it with every 7 of Swords, because like I say, 7 of Swords is often a tricky energy, but in this particular depiction of the 7 of Swords, I always feel it's slightly different, because it's like these 3 mer people or mermen have come across this box of swords. Don't belong to them. They don't really know what swords can do. Swords can either harm or they can defend. And there's a little bit of innocence here, a little bit of naivety here. So it just makes me think that maybe this person or something might have happened in the situation where there wasn't an intent to cause harm, but harm was caused nevertheless. And what they're wanting, so that might be why they're saying, it was an error, it was a mistake, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't want to, I didn't know maybe what I was doing, or I wasn't, I was a bit ignorant, or maybe a bit naive, but I didn't mean to do it, and I want us to move on. I want us to have a new direction, to go forwards with a new direction. Something like that. Or, I mean, the other, because the overarching energy is the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords is to move firmly, boldly, with swift action. So depending on what comes out in these three cards, this really, I could read this in two ways really. Either that they want a new direction with you, where you move on from errors and problems that have been before, things that they feel that they may have done maybe more naively than in the usual sort of Seven of Swords way, which is in a sort of trickster way. And they want a new beginning. Page of Cups is a new beginning. They want us to give an apology. Page of Cups can often be a message of apology. And they want to put it right. And they want a rising up, a calling up, a new beginning, a new start in a bold, quick way. They want to take bold, quick action towards you. I mean, the other way of doing it is like I said, I'm going to see what comes out here, is that it could be that they want a new direction, that there's been errors, there's been difficulties in this situation, and they just want a new direction. They want to move forward, and they feel like it's time to leave the situation behind and rise up and move into something different. But let's see what we've got down here first, to admit that there was mistakes made, but to move on from it, maybe individually. But anyway, let's see. I'm not quite sure yet. To me, it's a little bit unclear here exactly whether they want a new direction with you or whether they want a new direction on their own. So in terms of astrological signs, Page of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Seven of Swords is Aquarius energy. Knight of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Let's have a look. Let's have a message, actually. Is there any message from pile number 3 to their person? Any message? What's the important message that they want them to have? What they want to see? Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So there might be with the admitting here, and things with the Seven of Swords, things that have gone on, and the Page of Cups and an apology, that they need to want to come forward and have a heart-to-heart discussion with you. That there's a need to talk things over with you, and maybe together choose this new direction. Maybe that's what they're looking for. But in this particular card, one person looks more into the heart-to-heart discussion than the other, doesn't they? So maybe it's more sort of one-sided. Or maybe they're feeling that it's more kind of one-sided, this connection. Okay. Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So again, maybe that would mean, or maybe that could possibly, go with the whole idea of, beginning a new direction, possibly with somebody else. Or it could mean, it's a renewal of you and them, to kind of go back to that early stage when things were, in the early stages of a relationship, you were flirting and you were, enjoying each other and having a good time. Maybe there's something like that. But anyway, I just want to see what's coming out here. So please, can you tell me? I might just actually ask, really. Is the important message that they want to connect again with pile number 3? Is the important message that they want to connect again with pile number 3? They want to get over any issues. What is the important message? Okay, 4 of Cups here. What is the important message? Now, this card came out in pile number 2, I think. So again, that's a reference to another pile that you might want to listen to. What do they want to, what's the important message? Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands. And the High Priestess. Okay. Right. I feel like in this particular pile, yeah, I feel, to be honest, my kind of intuitive hit with this particular pile is that this person has probably behaved you know, with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is obviously, pages are young energies, aren't they? And the Page of Wands is particularly a young energy. And I feel it comes under the Seven of Swords. So I feel like this person's behaved in maybe immature ways, and that their message to you is that they actually, I feel, if I'm, I've got to be honest here, part number 3, I feel that this person, the important message that they want to say is that they probably do want a new direction on their own, really, because the overarching energy is the High Priestess energy, which is kind of like a closed off energy, really. The High Priestess is a secretive energy. It's where things are hidden. So I feel like this person wants to kind of like detach themselves a little bit from this situation, that they want a new direction, that they know that they've made mistakes. Maybe there has been mistakes, but that those mistakes were their kind of, their explanation is that those mistakes for them were done naively, but nevertheless they were done, and I think they feel that it's a time now for them to kind of move forward independently. And I think they think that you would not take them back. So I think the message is that they understand that you probably wouldn't want them back. You wouldn't want to be with them, because the Four of Cups is somebody who's just not interested in this new beginning. And I think they understand that. They would like to, in many ways, offer an apology, but I just feel like there's still a little bit of an immature energy with this person. There's a little bit of an unpredictable energy. The Knight of Swords is sometimes it can be a rash energy. So I just thought with this particular person, they're quite rash, they're quite spontaneous, they want fun, they want to flirt, they want to have a good time. They're not interested really in commitment. And I feel, to be honest, like with the Comfort card, I feel like, the connection to them is a form of maybe of comfort, something that gives them what they need at that particular moment or at that particular time, but it's not really something that they, that their sort of more serious side or their more committed side is kind of hidden, if you like, from this connection with the High Priestess here. It's like you can't really, they're not really gonna reveal themselves in depth to you. I feel they want the messages that they wanted to keep this connection light. They think it's a light connection. It's not a connection of commitment, really. And I feel like I just have to be honest. And I feel like for them, and that might be why, in this particular card, we have one person who's more interested than the other. I feel like this person is quite immature. They have quite an immature energy, and they just want to, I think they probably just want to have a little bit of a good time here, really, and they just want to. So now I've seen these cards, if I'm honest, I just feel that this person is not really about wanting to move you and them in a new direction. I feel that what they want is to be in a new direction on their own. And it could be that they, displayed tricky energy, difficult energy that wasn't very honest, energy that was deceptive. That just was really after their own, meeting their own needs, where they kind of came in, got what they wanted, and then went out again. It might have been a sort of cyclical, it might be a little bit of a cyclical pattern to this connection. I just feel really that, around a kind of solid new beginning is this sort of card with their back to this solid new beginning, and also the Page of Wands, which is, this kind of young, immature energy that wants a lot of fun and that wants a lot of excitement, but they don't really want to kind of grow anything solid or stable. They've kind of got their back to that, really, in many ways, which is what the Ace of Pentacles is, which is a solid new kind of beginning. I feel like that isn't really... because above it you've got the Page of Cups, so you've got the Page of Wands on one side of it, and then above it you've got the Page of Cups, which is, again, somebody who just wants to, who's quite young, really, quite kind of immature in their kind of emotional development or in their emotional intelligence or maturity. And there might be a lot of hidden things to this person where they don't, they can't be honest, they can't access their emotions. That might be why we have the High Priestess here. Everything is kind of like a surface level, so they can't be deep. or they can't, or they, you know, their depth is kind of hidden to you. They can't access that in this connection with you. It's sort of secret, it's hidden, it's something that's kind of out of reach. So I think, to be honest, in this particular pile, the important message is here that I think there is a sense of, you know, if they have done something that they shouldn't have done, and I think they might have done here, there is a sense of regret, there is a sense of sorrow, there is, you know, they would like to apologise, I feel, in some ways, but on the whole, I think what they want is their freedom, and they want to be able to have a good time, and they want to be able to move on from the situation, because maybe, you know, you're wanting something with the heart-to-heart conversations. Maybe they're sensing that you're wanting something deeper, which they're just not able to kind of offer, or they're just not able to give to you. And I think that they want to admit that they've made errors. It's not that they don't want to admit it, but they're just not willing to. I don't feel like with this particular pile, and it's different to the other two piles, that there is a willingness to kind of work on that. I feel like they just think, okay, well, you know, it's time to move on then. It's time to move on from this situation. And they'll do it very kind of, and they might have already done it, or they might have moved out of the situation very quickly, very rashly. And you might now not have much access to them, or something like that, you know. And you're just wondering if they have it. Oh, what's that underneath there? Yeah, 5 of Wands, you know, because it was a challenging connection. I feel like this, in this particular pile, this might have been a challenging connection. There might have been some power plays going on here, so it might have felt like this person has had all the power in this situation, that they have, you know, kind of, controlled the situation in some way. Maybe you felt that, pile number 3. Maybe they felt that you had a lot of control as well, but there's something about this, because this is about a game of chess, it's about strategy, so there might have been a lot of mind games and stuff like that going on in the connection, you know, with the High Priestess on top here, where you didn't quite know what was going on with them, you couldn't really fathom what they were thinking, what they were feeling, because they kept all that side of themselves hidden, you know, because you've got the 7 of Swords here, which is this sort of tricky energy, really. So I think for them, the important message is that they are saying, if I've offended you or done something wrong, then I am, you know, genuinely sorry for that. But actually, you know, for me, it's like about a brand new start and moving on to somewhere else or to something else. Because, you know, I can't really do anything that's too deep or too you know, too in depth, really. That's why you've got the Flirt card, I think, here. You know, you might, like I say, you might be wanting something a bit deeper, but they're not really able to do that. They want to kind of move off onto the next thing because they've got a lack of maturity or a lack of emotional depth to them. They're just, you know, it could be that, you know, they've just got a lot of stuff deep within them that they are carrying, maybe wounds from the past, from their childhood, which means that connecting in a really intimate way, I'm talking about emotionally and mentally now, not just physically, is a challenge for them, and they can't really do that, so they like to keep things light and they move on very quickly. I feel like that's what's going on with this particular person. In terms of astrological signs, the 4 of Cups is Cancer energy, Ace of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo, and Page of Wands could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So that is kind of what I'm feeling here. They might still be curious about you. I feel like they'll always be curious about you, because I think you can see with this Page of Wands here, looking through this, it's kind of like sort of microscope, or I've forgotten what's that called, I can't remember now, where you can look at something and you can see it really close up. So I feel like they are still curious about you. There'll always be a curiosity there, because I think there's an attraction there. There's a strong attraction, and they're certainly physically very attracted to you. But in terms of anything deeper, I think they would struggle, to be honest, to do that, because there's a lot of secrecy with them. I don't feel like anyone will ever kind of get to the depth of them, because it's so kind of locked away, really. And when people are usually like that, it's normally because they've got a lot of hurt, you know, that they just keep locked up, and it means that they, you know, they find it difficult to connect to others deeply on an emotional level, really. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. Anything else that we've got for pile number 3? In their person. What else have we got for pile number 3 in their person, please? Can you? What's the important message? Forgiveness. Yeah, so there might be a need for some forgiveness here. They might want you to forgive them, and they may feel bad, that they aren't able to give you what you need. And I feel like you're wanting something deeper, but they're just not able to do that. And I think they're hoping that, because there is an attraction here. They do have, with the Page of Cups here, they do want to apologise. They know they may have caused some harm or some hurt, and they're hoping that you can actually forgive them. Peaceful resolution. Yeah, they want to resolve it peacefully. I think they want to resolve it peacefully. They want to admit what's gone on. They want to admit that they've made mistakes, but they want to do it peacefully and then move on their own in a new direction. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I do hope you've liked it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.